We're back, everybody.
Welcome back.
Episode 2. I thought it was episode 3.
No, you're wrong. This is
We've only done 2 of these, huh?
Yes, we have. This is the second
Slacking.
one. The first one was 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yes. Well, what is this?
This is the passive and aggressive Gamecast. In case you don't know, we also have an MMA cast where we talk about some sports and mostly UFC related things. This is a very nerd-centric type of discussion we're going to be having.
It's a different
here.
version of nerds. MMA is definitely still a nerdy thing. It's a thing. Like,
Is it?
I definitely think so.
Nerd?
Sports, well,
No.
uh,
No.
it's a passionate thing.
Sure, but you can say it about anything. You can say it about fucking sewing or book clubs.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I guess it's a unique club that not everybody's gonna.
You can call yourself a nerd of anything. I see what you're saying in that sense. I'm a book nerd. I'm a
sure, but that's not us. That's not what I meant.
NASCAR nerd.
What I also meant was. Can I keep going?
No.
You can't think of
I
anything
ran
else,
out
huh?
as soon as you challenged me.
NASCAR nerd.
That was a good one. I felt.
It's like it's still not mainstream. MMA to this day is still not something that the general public is like.
Hold up, you think you're a hipster? Is that what you're trying to say?
Not completely.
Like, what is a nerd to you?
Not completely a hipster, but look at video games and like, what would you say? Like 80% of the population's good at video games. Like, yeah, video games. Everybody plays video games.
In America, sure.
Yeah. Okay, I'm saying MMA is similar. About 80% of the people are like, oh, MMA dope. And then there's like a 20% crowd that looks at video games like, that's bad for you.
Is that what you do with your time?
You're going to make bad decisions. You're going to start going crazy if you play Grand Theft Auto and shit.
Okay.
And then I'm saying there's 20% of people that think, oh, you watch MMA, you're violent as fuck.
Okay.
So that's what I meant.
I get your point, but I don't think the word nerd is what you're looking for.
Terminology may not have been there, but that's what I meant.
I'm sure there's a word for that. We don't know it. I'm a book writer and I don't know it, so maybe Nick's just talking shit up.
I've kind of been off my game this whole week, considering I am currently unemployed. So.
Fucking get out of our house, you useless,
dude.
No good.
I'm a scavenger.
You're a bottom feeder.
What do they call those people?
Bottom feeder.
When they just keep them in that, when somebody's just sitting in a house and you can't get them out. Is it just a sitter or some shit? I forget. A squatter. Squatter. Yeah. I'm currently.
That's when you're not supposed to
in
be
my
in
own
the
house.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. But you're in between jobs, so you'll be starting a new job next week. This is just kind of. Correct. You quit last week. You were expecting to start this week, but they were like, no, we have some paperwork shit to do. So come back next week. And so you're like just sitting here at home.
Kind of.
Like,
my background check and my employment verification, all that shit didn't fully...
Paperwork, like
didn't
I
go
said.
through.
That's what I said.
It came through on Monday, and on Tuesday morning, they told me that everything's good to go. But instead of starting said Tuesday
midweek,
or starting Wednesday midweek, they asked me if I would like to start Monday. I was like, sure. Get an extra week of vacation, I guess, which I've never had like a break in between jobs since I was like 17 or some shit, and it's been weird.
How have you handled it? Like, what are some things that you had to resort to doing?
Well, I told myself I'm gonna use this time to like enjoy the celebration of getting a new job. It was a life goal. I keep saying that, a new goal, a yearly goal achieved, and I was like, okay, I'll start playing video games, and I beat Breath of the Wild. Oh, but first. I started smoking again, guys.
That's true. Almost immediately after
as soon as I did my piss test.
Your piss test is good. You're like, Nick goes straight to a friend with a dispensary connection. Got it.
Well, I actually did it before I was confirmed good. So the first time I smoked, I was really paranoid.
Well, I said the pee.
Something's going to happen. And, you have to retake a test. And then, fuck.
That could have been dicey.
Yeah, so I was like putting myself up at an unnecessary risk, but it was such a small risk. I was tripping because I haven't smoked since Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. I mean, there have been cases of people who quit for 3 months, but they smoked every single day and they still had it in their system. But generally, like, those people don't, like, they're not as physically active as I am and, like, working out and sweating as much as I am. And it's not like I fucking wake up and smoke.
Right, I'm sure they smoke more anyway.
Consistently, like, throughout the whole entire day. It's typically at the end of the night.
Even
to load off.
On our, like, our
kind of thing.
Highest volume days when we were doing it regularly, it was like smoking twice a day or something.
More than that. I've been smoking like a fucking pothead.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm trying to pass in a nice light here. You're a squatting pothead smoking nonstop.
Well, Monday and Tuesday, I was like... So I'm going to have like enjoy days where I just relax and shit, but...
That's tough to do because as soon as you say that, you're like challenging yourself to enjoy it, and if you don't, you get
as soon as I smoked, I felt super guilty. I'm like, oh my God, I need to start fucking doing shit. I'm doing nothing. I'm being a loser. So I just like in my head, I was like, all right, I'll do some shit. So I like did little shit, like got a new washer and dryer, like got little things like that throughout the week, and just yard shit, and just did enough to where I felt like, okay, I did my daily's work where I am accepting to take the rest of the day to like
done
relax.
Your responsibilities.
Yeah, kind of thing. Which I guess is good that it's like it keeps me accountable in the sense that I'd rather do that and enjoy my high opposed to just saying fuck it, get high even more, and just fucking splurge out on shit. Like fuck it, I'm that fat fuck that's just gonna sit on the couch all day and do nothing.
I feel like your conscience wouldn't let you do that, you as a person, but
I would try to.
I would try. I think you're just worried about it. I think you're just worried about it.
I'm worried about past shit, bro. I used to be fat as fuck, and it's like one of those huge fears that I never want to get fat again.
So it's like something happens to you, and you're terrified of going back to that thing. You just want to grow and do better every time.
So like, whenever I get high, or just in general, I give myself little mini panic attacks. I almost think it's like a reassurance to like not do those things again.
Kick in the ass.
Yeah, which I don't know if it's necessarily good or bad. I guess if you look at my life now,
I think it's just how you handle it. It is a good kickstand, I suppose, because the worry is that you smoke too much. It becomes a habit. You start prioritizing it above other things. That's one of the reasons we kind of stopped and slowed down. And you stop doing the things that you're supposed to do, your responsibilities and shit. If you wake and bake, suddenly your Saturday's gone. You're not doing your daily chores or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a fear of like if weed is an enabler for me to be more complacent in life kind of thing, then I'm not going to do it. And I like smoking weed, so I'm going to make sure I don't.
Right.
I do things to continue that.
But I guess it could be a bad thing if it just stresses you out every time you do it.
Right. Which it hasn't. It hasn't been every time, but it's been like the first Monday and Tuesday when as soon as I got up, I went to the bowl.
You did wake and bake.
Took a couple hits instead of like doing anything before I got up. Like
it's so tempting though.
I Wednesday and Thursday and Friday I got up and I like worked out and then I did some chores and then afterwards I was like, all right,
you learned.
I can do some more chores, but I can do them high.
That's so bad. Since you have started smoking, that means I've also started smoking. The first day, I think you guys were gone at the time, but there was still some weed here that I had smoked. And the first thing that I did, I also got some anxiety, but it was because I thought I was going to get robbed in the house alone.
When we were on vacation?
Yeah. Like I remember I set the alarm at night, and then I would go downstairs, do my whole thing. I was going to stay up for a little bit longer, Dota's on and shit.
Sure.
And it was all dark. I'm like peeking past my computer, making sure no one's there for some reason. Like that's going to do anything. Like someone's going to walk in and just stare at me like, hi. That's not how that works. And
was your door open?
I think so. I might have closed it out of fear, but even then I'm just closed off from it. Someone's gonna run roughshod through our house.
See, that's why you need Jax here because he's like your fail.
And the dog wasn't here. Not like he's gonna do anything. First thing
he'll bark, so you have a.
And he's gonna roll over on his back. That's the first thing he does when someone walks up to him.
Throw him, sacrifice him to the guys, and fucking dip.
I don't think it's gonna work. Our alarm system's pretty balls to the wall. Yeah, it's like a.
Got some window alarms, door alarms.
So realistically, I had no reason to be afraid.
I wouldn't say no reason. I'd say that you have like a 99.9% chance to not be afraid. But there always is that point,
I guess,
1 or 0.1% chance that some asshole is just like, I'm going to fucking ruin this guy's life. And just breaks in the house and steals shit or Michael Myers your ass.
It could happen. There were multiple cars in our driveway, though, but maybe people saw the car just chilling there for the past few days. And I don't know.
Maybe they come in and fucking... bust downstairs, bust that door open. You don't even pay attention. You're just fucking on the monitors, dual monitors. Action.
I have no idea.
Bright as shit.
I have
they're just staring at you for like 6 hours.
It could legitimately happen.
And you'd be like, oh, fucking creeped out and shit. Then you finally notice them and it's fucking demon charge you.
Why would you even?
I've been watching some fucked up movies on this week off.
You need to go back to work, man. You're ruining things for everybody. That could absolutely happen. There was one time when we were having a party here and I was playing Dota. Lights were off. I had noise-canceling headphones on. Can't see anything past the screen when the lights are off.
We were having a party and you're playing Dota?
Yeah, this was when I was hungover.
Oh,
and part was going outside. I was like, I gotta
up all the time.
I tried to go out. And eat some food, drink a little to make it go away. It did not. Had to come back down, rest a little bit more. Sam and some random person I didn't know barged into my room. I had no idea because I was on the computer and I couldn't see them. I'm pretty sure they stood there for like 2 minutes. They're like, "Hey, we've been calling you for like 3 minutes." I was like, oh shit, I had no idea. And then I had to go up to the party and socialize. It's real rough.
That sounds horrible.
I know.
Almost as bad as a demon charge.
Almost.
But not quite.
I think I was just afraid of being alone at the time. Like, that's what my subconscious thinking was when you guys were gone. I mean,
I definitely have that sometimes. I was super scared. I think it was like Wednesday, one of the nights this week, because we've been watching like horror films on the living room floor, or not floor, on the couch. Sure. And she always falls asleep like 10 minutes in the movie. I'm like, I get to stay and watch this.
I feel like you do it because you force yourself to stay up because she's falling asleep. You're like, oh, fuck you, I'm gonna do this myself. And so you're like,
sometimes I fall
working
asleep if
hard.
I'm tired, but like usually I don't have the energy because I get up so early for my job.
Yeah.
But now, I'm unemployed, so I get to fucking stay up as long as I want. So I watched. There was 2 movies on Netflix. One of them was The Perfectionist. You should watch that.
Never heard of
It's
it.
fucking weird, dude. I don't want to like spoil anything, but it's a.
You can't even describe it without spoiling it.
I definitely don't want.
It's like a
say what I wanna say.
psychological
It's a
horror?
psychological thriller, but there's also some jump scares in it, and it's a
Hmm.
lot of twists and turns. Like, what the fuck is this? What am I watching? Kind of thing. Kind of like with Us or Don't Breathe. No, not Don't Breathe. What's this?
Get out.
Get Out. Yeah. So that one was a fucked up one, and then there was another one that's on Amazon Prime, and it's called it's called Hereditary.
I've never heard of any of these.
This one was another fucked up one. It was super fucked up. It was like
That's like, I'm picturing
the
your
best
version.
way to describe
I'm
it.
picturing your version of Netflix. Keyword fucked up. Twists and turns and
I
shit.
was watching this YouTube video of Netflix facts, and there's like over 23,000 categories.
Woo!
Some might be
Can't
out there.
compete with it. Disney, you're out of your league here.
Yeah. So a couple of fucked up movies: Hereditary and
The Perfectionist.
or The Perfection, or something.
Goldfish brain.
You need to fucking don't make fun of my brain, bro. If you like horror films that are like twisty turny, you should watch them. They're pretty fucked up.
Another Nick category. Twisty turny.
Yes, twisty turny.
So that's kind of so that's what we've been
Demon
up to.
Charge shit.
Let's dive right into the gaming shit.
Hockey documentaries.
Just what?
Star Wars. Avengers. I'm naming the categories of my Netflix.
I'm pretty sure you're just looking at the bobbleheads and shit we have here, and you're picking shit. Let's see.
Wolverine.
Hockey, Marvel.
Batman.
Just stop, please.
Jamaica.
For you audio listeners, he's just listing things around him. Like I said, we're gonna dive right into the gaming shit. We've dilly-dallied enough. During this week, I have also reached a milestone in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the mobile game that we play in case you have missed our previous editions of the podcast.
It's an
the
EA app. You pay to win. But
Definitely
we
pay to
free
win.
play, and we suffer.
Yes, it's a game where you collect characters and shit. You can spend money to get resources to collect characters faster. That's what a lot of people do. And as a free-to-play player, we're kind of in a position where we have to compete against those people, and that's
Right.
like the incentive to make us spend money. But we don't do it. So
We
I
try to be as efficient as possible with
Right.
the game. Play it at
all
play
the
it at
peak times when you get the free resources, they dish it
Right.
out to you to make you keep logging in. That's one of their metrics.
and just kind of trying to stay ahead of the curve in regards to what are the best teams and making sure you're always on top of it as much as you can as a free-to-play player.
Right.
Like saving your crystals for double XP weekends, or saving your crystals when you know that there's going to be a new squad arena potential team. So just saving up for that moment to where you can buy the extra shards that are necessary. I don't think we do that good.
Probably not.
I can probably say that I'm in that position now where I can comfortably save up about 2,000 crystals and just have a stockpile of them. But that's only because I finally got my ships to in the top 10 consistently.
Sure. So your rewards from that are a lot
Yes.
higher than.
Yeah, I can get in the number 1. I can get in the top 5, no problem, every day. The only time I don't is when I don't play it. If I I'll do
you
like
just
one
slack
battle
off,
in the
yeah.
beginning for like the morning challenges or whatever. Then I'll forget about it till 7 o'clock and I'm ranked 10. So I'm like, fuck. But then I can be like rank 1. Like rank 10, you get like 200 crystals. Rank 1, you get 400.
Right.
And that's
So it is a big
deal.
increase. Yeah. If you're doing that every day, for sure.
And each like what's $20 worth of crystals, like 2,000.
Yeah.
So just put that in the perspective. 2,000 is $20. You get 400 a day from ships. That's like really good.
I'm not good at math or anything, but those are some numbers for sure. I just hit level 85, which is the max level, which means that it unlocks simulating the Galactic War, which is a huge fucking pain in the ass. I get to simulate all the challenges. Thank you very much. This has been a hard process
Have you
for
been
me.
good enough to sim those challenges, bro? I feel like you 2-star them. You can't 3-star them, huh?
They're incredibly easy. I 3-starred them
They
all
are.
a long time
I don't
ago.
understand why they don't change them or like have new
I don't know
rewards.
either.
That's something they can easily
I
update.
think they're afraid of giving away too much free shit. Because a lot of them are pretty fucking useless.
And some of those challenges, the daily challenges, if you play the game, you'll know. Like I have thousands of the parts.
It's pointless to do it, even.
Yeah, which I don't know why I don't
Still hit that multi-sim button.
Do it. Yeah, I'm like programmed to.
Yeah, that's kind of the way the game hits you. But what that also does, hitting the max level, is it opens me up to the Grand Arena, which is like a large-scale PvP type thing.
The game is pretty much just now starting for you.
And I'm not ready for it. I have a lot of really shitty characters, man. I've been focusing on my Jedi a bit, but also working on Imperial Troopers. They are unfinished. like Range Trooper and Magma Trooper I'm currently working on. They're both almost 6 stars.
I'm jealous of that. I don't have.
They're so
trooper
fun
team.
though.
Yeah, I don't have a trooper team at all.
They're really cool. Next time Jedi Knight Revan comes around, I might be able to get them.
That's gonna be
should be like 2 months.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Damn, you're gonna have Revan so
quick in my life cycle.
Your game, yeah. I got him like way late.
I should also be able to unlock Luke Skywalker. That's another. These both are legendary, so they require you to like get a bunch of other characters to unlock them. So there's a shit ton of investment involved.
Luke is way harder to get than Revan.
Is he? That means I also have to get R2, which Imperial troopers are going to have to be ready for that.
Luke is like almost like a Malik.
Really?
Just like requirements
in terms of difficulty?
No, in terms of like the tunes you need to get him.
Because you need 5 for R2, and then you need R2 plus 4 to get Luke.
Right, which is kind of like Malik, where you need
both
light side and dark side Revan.
Teams,
the only difference is that those teams also have to be 17,500 power.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a jump.
Yes.
Like the Malik event is intentionally incredibly difficult, so you dump all your resources into these teams that you're probably not going to use ever again.
Right.
Like
which the Malik
T3 and
if we're gonna talk about Malik, that's what. If we want to break into it real quick, that's what I have been farming.
That's your next legendary step up.
Yes. Well, you
don't even have dark side Revan.
I'm pretty far into the game compared to you. Like I already have definitely. Luke, I have R2.
Those are like basic legendaries, honestly.
I have Chewie, I have Han and General Kenobi, I have light side Revan. I have all the tunes needed for dark side Revan. I have like everything besides C-3PO, Padme, and Malik. That's the only 3 legendary whatever people I do not have, I think.
Pretty sure.
As far as C-3PO, I'll probably be able to get him 6 stars, maybe 7 stars when the next run comes, because I'm slowly farming them too from the events and shit.
Yeah.
And then as far as Padme comes, now that they added Jango Fett as a separatist, I don't know. Because my General Grievous is almost 7 stars. So General Grievous, my new Gunner Ray is almost 7 stars. And then I'm also farming my Droideka at the same time I'm farming my Xandu Blood.
Xanadu.
For Cad Bane's ship, because I need to get that to 7 stars for the Millennium Falcon. So I'm farming Droideka and I'm farming the Battle Droid with my ship energy because I don't know what else to.
They're pretty easy to farm as well.
Yeah, so I'll be able to get Padme relatively soon too. And then as far as Malik, I have the characters that I need. So for the light side, for both light side and dark side, you need Revan and Darth Revan, and then you need 4 of the 5 tunes that you use to get both Revan and Darth Revan.
Right. And they need to be like super powered up.
7 stars, obviously, and 17,500 power, which is like Gear 11 or Gear 12. Gear 12 without a Zeta, Gear 11 with a Zeta, basically. Yeah. Or like really, really good mods on top of it.
Right.
And for light side, for me personally, I already have Revan. My Bastila is way above 17,500. It's like 20,000. My Jolie's about like 22,000. So the question I think is going to be, when you unlock Darkseid Revan, are you going to be able to get him up to a good enough power to jump right into the Malik event? They come at the same time, don't they? No, Malik already happened.
I know Malik already happened, but then Darkseid Revan should be next, and Malik should be coming immediately
after. Then there'll be like Lightside Revan again, and then Malik after. So I'm assuming I'll be able to get Malik at the same time my cousin does, who was trying to get it this run. He had every character, they weren't strong enough.
Fucked up, you're too weak!
So I'm kind of happy.
I
get to catch up to homeboy.
Rub it right in his face, I can tell.
But the tunes I've seen, so you need Bastila and Jolie, and then everybody else recommends Mission and Zelbar. Because the light side version against Malik is a lot harder than the dark side, from what I understand. Okay. The dark side doesn't really matter. So I'm going to use HK and Dark Side Bastila, obviously, because my new Squad Arena team's going to be...
Well, you have to use all these characters, but you're saying that you're going to get these at like Gear 12 or something.
My HK's already Gear 12, double Zeta.
Okay.
My Dark Side Bastila is already Gear 11, like 2 away from Gear 12 Zeta. Mm. And then all the other ones are 7 stars, so I'll be able to get Dark Side Revan. I don't have him yet, but I have Darth Revan's, or I have like 30 Zetas, so by the time it comes out, hopefully I'll have 60 Zetas. I get him pretty quickly. Mm. And then my Juhani and my Karths are going to be my 2 extra people that I use. I did think about...
Candaris Ordo?
No, you don't need them. You only need 4.
You only need 4. You're right. I got you.
So for light side, I did think about using T3 because him and Karth for the ship.
Sure.
Just because it'll make the ship better, but I don't know if that ship's ever going to be worth anything. So I don't know. I might get T3 up instead, but I think you need Mission and Zalbar for the event. So I might get T3 up as extra as well. We'll see.
I mean, aren't the other ones Bastila and Jolie? Aren't they pretty important?
Yeah, I need to have them.
So you have Bastila, Jolie, and Mission Zalbar.
Right. But
so you don't need T3.
I don't need T3 for Malik, but if that ship ever becomes a valuable ship, you got to gear up T3.
Right.
Which I don't know if it ever will.
Doubt it. There's a lot of like red herrings in there, but like this will be really cool. We'll farm this guy, and he's actually shit.
There's a lot of things like potential things that could work out in the future. Like I always wanted to farm Clone Wars or the Clone Troopers just because that was like my jam.
But they suck dick.
And they suck dick. But now they're doing updates on them, so I'm sure now they'll probably be a valuable team. Just like the Separatists are starting to be a good team with the General.
The Geonosians are actually like hype. People are talking about new players starting up. The original plan is to farm Phoenix. They're the easiest characters to farm. They're the first team that like works synergistically. But now the Geonosians are like better than them, and they build into ships as well, but I think they're too late of a farm, but still great characters.
You need Phoenix because the ship's from Millennium Falcon.
And
you need Geonosians for the fucking new raid, the Geonosian battle, the Battle of Geonosis, which is, if you're farming the ships from Millennium Falcon, you also get Pago the Lesser as one of the characters. True. I just got him 7 stars, so I have all the Geonosians 7 stars besides the new Brute one.
Brood Alpha.
Yeah, which is, that's cool. I'm glad they're adding all this shit.
It's more shit to do, that's for sure.
Which, fun fact. You brought up Rebels. Or you brought up the Phoenix Squadron. It reminds me of Star Wars Rebels.
Fair.
I've been watching that as well. Wow, I've had my unemployment. I've been unemployed, guys. And
he's a squatter, in case we didn't mention.
And I'm on the season 4. There's like 4 episodes left. This whole entire season has been like the Battle of Lothal. Well, it's like Ezra Bridger's planet that he was born and raised in.
Okay.
And it's a planet on the Outer Rim that Thrawn's like his ship. He's in control of trying to stop the rebels there and all that.
Right.
So it's like shit's going down, and you're starting to see how good certain people in Phoenix Squad are. Like Hera is a fucking G, super G. So is Bastila. What's the chick's the
Sabine.
She's a Mandalorian, right?
Yep.
She's bad as fuck. Also, obviously, Ezra's bad as fuck. Zeb's, and then Chopper's like that.
What about Kanan?
Kanan's a G. Kanan's like the wise old man now. But he's not like a Jedi because he's trying to hit Hera like they made out a couple times and shit. So, shame kind of thing.
How dare you?
But the reason why I brought it up is because I have also been listening to the original Thrawn book.
Oh.
The Audible. That I purchased like last year. I listened to it last year, and I was like, I'm gonna start listening to this again because I was like interested in it because I was watching Rebels and shit.
It fits.
And some of the names were familiar in that. And there's a governor. Her name's Governor Price. Okay. I don't know if you know anything about her.
Never heard of her. No.
Okay, but she was also born in Lothal, and in the book that you listen to, it starts in the beginning of Thrawn and Governor Price's careers, how they get into the Empire, how they rise up the ranks, and then how they slowly start to like intertwine. And I'm at like the last chapter of the book, and I'm also like in the last season of Rebels, and they're kind of symmetrical, and it's pretty fucking crazy.
Holy shit.
Price is in the TV show, and the Battle of Lothal that Vader talks about, saying that Thrawn fucked up, is also, that's the battle I'm watching right now. I don't know what happens in it, obviously. So I'm like very curious to see what happens. I don't even know what happens with Thrawn, that if he dies at the end of this.
I mean, you never see him again in any of the movies or anything.
But also, I found out at the end of the chapter, which completely I must have forgot about. Thrawn is talking about like one of his adversaries in the book. He's like having a one-on-one conversation with them, and the guy's like, "You know the Emperor is evil. How could you possibly be with them?" And he's like, "You have to understand it from my position. Like, if you see a huge terror like the Empire, you can either A, join them, B, be a rebel, like be against them,
rebel against them,
or C, go inside Fulcrum style, learn as much as you can about them, gain their trust, and then assess them and go from determining if you have the power or the strength that is needed to take down the Empire. Because if the Empire is taken down and there's nothing behind the Empire, it's just chaos. And what's worse, chaos or the Empire?" Obviously, hindsight, chaos was worse because you got First Order, you got the giant-ass Death Star that just blew up like 4 fucking planets and shit. So, I mean, I don't know. But I'm curious to see where Thrawn's story ends.
Right.
Like, if once Palp dies, if he's still alive, if he goes back to the Outer Rim with his family, because they said that he was a castaway, and he got cast off from his race and that, the Chiss. The Chiss. And like, he was lying. They told him to say that because they wanted him to go into the Empire, because he worked with Anakin in the past, and he was the one that was most closely related to the Empire.
So did Tarkin, right? He had a brief
Yeah, but he's not
meeting.
Chiss.
Oh, I gotcha.
So,
this is more of a lie for the Chiss than
right
for the Empire.
Yeah,
so.
it's like a weird, and it's pretty cool how the TV show and the books are all like intertwining in their own weird way, and I'm like fucking balls deep in this.
You got
shit.
fucking lucky that you decided to pick the book up at the right time. That's pretty crazy. I could see Thrawn going like a Thanos style once, if like obviously the Battle of Lothal doesn't go great for him.
Right.
I'm assuming Phoenix just fucks him in some way, and so it looks bad on him. So quits the Empire, goes to some planet, and
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's. I definitely don't think it's. He quits the Empire or he gets fired from the Empire, because in the second book that I've listened to, it's Vader and Thrawn going on a mission together. Vader's always hoeing on Thrawn, like you fucked up the Battle of Lothal.
well, then he doesn't die either because he's talking to Vader.
Right. So I don't know what.
Interesting.
Well, that was before Pelt dies, so I don't know what happens.
So that's not even the end of his story.
Yeah, exactly. Who the fuck knows? I'm sure there is an end to it, but I don't know. But it's pretty fucking exciting right now.
Star Wars is such a universe, man.
My favorite universe.
Disney Plus is starting to roll out some previews for some of the stuff that they'll be streaming. You told me about a Lady and the Tramp movie.
It's coming out like
right?
November 2nd, I think, or some shit like that.
The Mandalorian just sent out a poster. It looks fucking cool.
I cannot believe this shit.
I can't believe it either.
It's like we had like the nerd climax of the past decade with Endgame and Game of Thrones, and now we got all kinds of extra shit coming out.
Unfortunately, the whole Spider-Man news has put a bit of a damper on things.
Yeah, I seen some news articles today saying they reconciled. I clicked on it, but it was like, I think it was like fake-ish news. I don't think it was legit.
Some people I heard talking that a deal had been signed, but I'm not sure. But essentially,
for the folks that don't know anything about it,
right?
Sony and Disney split. They had like an argument over the table.
They were kind of sharing the rights to Spider-Man. Obviously, the Tobey Maguire ones are owned by Sony. I don't know if were the Andrew Garfield ones also Sony.
Yes, they're all Sony.
Those are all Sony. And then Marvel gets Tom Holland, introduces into the MCU. It was like the peak Spider-Man, pretty much.
They had an agreement before Sony completely merged with Disney for the character Spider-Man to use him in the MCU, and the deal was Sony will receive all the box office profits, and Disney will receive all the merchandise profits, and 5% of the initial first opening weekend profits of the movie.
Which Spider-Man had some big opening weekends.
Right. And I think Sony paid for... It's either Sony paid for or Disney paid for all of the production of it. One of them it was one of them specific. But then like
this new deal is supposed to get structured, and I think the word is that Marvel wanted a 50-50 split. Sony was like, nope.
I've heard 50-50, and I also just read today that it was like Disney just wanted 30%. And then Sony offered them something lower, significantly lower than that. It was lower enough for Disney to take it as an insult.
Just walk.
And they both walk. It's like a temper tantrum for adults in a huge business, and billions of dollars involved. Businessmen who have no idea how important this is for the character Spider-Man himself and the MCU in general. And it's pretty interesting. Stan Lee's daughter was asked about it, and she said that Disney needs to be held accountable, and Disney needs to be they need their checks and balances, basically saying that it's not a bad thing that Sony owns certain characters, because it gives Stan Lee's characters different points of view.
I guess that's fair.
I guess, but fuck off. If you're gonna have a different point of view, make it good.
That's true.
I mean, how are you gonna beat Tom Holland?
I guess we'll get some Spider-Man Venom, whatever.
No dad, Uncle Tony Stark thing anymore.
We're gonna see Uncle Ben die again, probably.
Yeah, like everything, all the relationships he had with all those Avengers, like he's not gonna be able to talk about them in movies going forward.
It's gonna be like Deadpool, where he's not necessarily talking about the X-Men, but kind of talking about the X-Men.
But at least with Deadpool, he could do it. The only difference is, well, he could. He was with Sony. They didn't have to put them in the budget to have them cast it out in the movie. So it's just him dogging them. This is if Spider-Man brings up any of the Avengers, like Disney's going to sue them.
Yeah.
Or if Marvel brings up Spider-Man, any of their future movies, Sony's going to sue them, kind of thing. Which is stupid. It's fucking shitty.
Not like they were just building him up to be the next Iron Man or anything like that.
For real. He was going to be the next hot shot. And Spider-Man should be. He's the guy that brings, 90% of all superhero fans into
90%
for Marvel.
Where's this number coming from?
Spider-Man is like that number straight out of my asshole.
Okay,
I'll say that right up front. But Spider-Man is Marvel's Superman. He's Marvel's Batman. He's up there with those two as far as names. If you ask the general pedestrian walking down the street, name 5 superheroes. Superman, Batman, Spider-Man will be the 3 of the 5 guaranteed.
I mean, I don't know the
Of
numbers
over
on this. I can't argue
90%
it.
of people. I would put fucking money down on that. That sounds like some
Interesting.
good odds right there.
Okay. Well, fuck you, Sony. Fuck you, Disney. You're both a couple of shitheads. Give us back Spider-Man. We just want him in the MCU. He's supposed to be Tony Stark. Moving on, though. Let's keep this video game train rolling. Dota 2. God, I'm so happy to talk about this.
You did bring up Dota earlier.
I did. The biggest esports tournament in the world.
I'm doing an eye roll, guys.
The audio listeners, he's doing a hefty, exaggerated eye roll. It started last Thursday, the 15th. Today is Friday, the 23rd. I don't think we mentioned that at any point at all. But
How long is this bitch?
it's 10 days. Starts the 15th, ends the 25th.
So it ends in 2 days?
Yes. It started with a round-robin group stage, which you don't know what round-robin means. Every team kind of plays everyone in their group. You earn points based on whether you win or draw or lose.
And you get ranked?
And you get ranked based on the most points you get.
So, like, in your pool, you were 4-1 or whatever. So then
right.
You're
So you get like 12 points, and maybe you're at the top. If you're the record like that, you should be at the top. The top 4 of the teams of each group go up to the upper bracket.
The winner's bracket.
The winner's bracket, as it's called, and the bottom teams of each group get eliminated straight out.
Oh, they don't go to the loser's bracket?
And everyone else in between goes to the lower bracket. The difference between the two brackets, upper bracket is a best of 3 out the gate, and if you lose, you go down to the loser's bracket, whereas if you start in the loser's bracket, those are best of 1 games. If you lose, you're out.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's so much pressure, and it's mostly like the inexperienced teams, the younger guys trying to get up, not necessarily the...
Yeah. So
it's tough.
It's different than Halo because, first of all, every tournament...
Oh, God.
From
This isn't necessary.
2011 and on has to thank Halo for fucking being
Not-
the pioneers of this shit. As far as mainstreaming it,
This is a $34 million prize pool.
Way bigger.
What's the biggest for Halo, bro?
Probably
like
I
20K?
think like 10 million.
Oh, okay. That's
And
nice.
I think it was like relatively recently, like a couple years ago, and like that's when Halo wasn't even that popular. But it's just crazy how much money can be generated now opposed to back then.
Sure.
Because back then Halo was like the shit. Like it was on. There
It was-
Halo players on Dr Pepper
Yeah.
bottles and sponsored by Reebok, Red Bull, Doritos, Hot
Wheaties,
Pockets.
probably.
Everybody.
I get a picture of Wheaties
Everybody that
player.
Dota people, I'm sure, are sponsored by as well now. Like they're probably
Monster
sponsored by
and shit.
Red Bull,
Yep.
like Doritos, Hot Pockets, shit like that.
No foods, but
Oh, for
definitely a
real?
lot of drinks, yeah.
Well, there are a lot of like different kinds of people playing these games, right?
True, yeah, all over the world.
Right.
Like,
Okay, so I wonder
this
if
is
it's
called
like-
the International. The reason is there's a bunch of players from NA, from Europe, from China. Obviously, the tournament is being held in China for the first
okay.
time ever. It used to be held in Seattle.
That's why there's so much
all the
money
previous
into it.
ones.
Because like I feel like gaming is like a huge thing.
Well,
in China.
last year was like 28 million. Year before that was like 22, I believe. So it's just kind of escalating here.
It's kind of crazy.
It is very crazy. Can you imagine winning? Like the main winner wins probably like $20 million.
I was trying to have a conversation with Dalton one morning.
The losers,
trying
like
to convince him.
the first team's kicked out. I think they get like either 60,000 or 600,000. That's a big gap, but
Probably
That's still a
600,
lot
and
of-
if the pool is 35 million.
Yeah.
600,000 is like less.
600,000
than
is probably right. Yeah.
So-
that gets divided up between 5 team members.
Think about
and a coach
that.
and our
Okay,
organization, but-
so Dalton,
yeah,
you don't make 100K at your current job, right?
I'm not gonna disclose.
Tried
that
to already have
information.
this conversation with them. You don't make 100K at your current job.
True.
So what if you put in 8 hours a day, 40 days a week, 40 hours a week towards Dota? Could you become a pro? He's like, I don't know, maybe. I was like, well, not even like a super pro, like a semi-pro that's making like X amount,
like bottom of
100,000.
the
Yeah.
TI.
Yeah, he thinks he can do it. So what the fuck?
I don't think I could do it. No, I'm bad at Dota. I'm gonna just tell you right now.
You're
and
like
it takes at
asserting
least it takes like 10 hours a day for years to get up to the top level of
keep
this
saying
game.
this.
I'm serious. I'm convinced. I know for a fact that Dota 2 is the probably highest skill
I'm
video
convinced.
game.
I know for a fact that Dota 2 is probably. See how he snuck.
Because
that
there's a lot
probably
of
in there?
games that I'm not super experienced with. I'd say it competes with like StarCraft or something like that. That's like
What should I like? How should I Google search this? Most
highest skill cap video game.
highest.
I don't know if you just
skill
maybe esport,
capped
esport type esport.
video game.
So like to get the best at this game, you have to play it nonstop for a long time. Some of these people are going back to like 2008, I think, when this was a mod for Warcraft 3. Then it became Dota, and then it became Dota 2.
I went to this skillcap.com website. It's something weird.
That's weird. Okay.
What games have the highest skill ceilings? This is a fucking Reddit post.
Fair. When was this from?
Yo,
That's
mama.
professional. Oh, wow. Okay.
4 years ago.
Whatever. What does it say?
Absolutely Quake without question. StarCraft is a good one.
Quake? Really?
Fast-paced arena, FPS action. Quake is an FPS in its purest form. No gimmicks, no kill streak, no loadouts. Just you, another player, and a map full of weapons. The amount of skill is ridiculous in Quake. You have to take full advantage of your ability to hear in order to predict where your enemy is or will be. You have to have lightning, quick reflexes, and ability prediction. So this might be talking about like first-person shooters.
It is
only.
a first-person shooter, yeah. That's exactly what Quake is. It was one of the first competitive first-person shooters. Dota 2, you have to worry about all that same shit, and you got to worry about the 120 heroes that each have like 5 abilities, and there's like 300 items that each have their own abilities and impact your character.
If you're an avid gamer of that, like let's say, how many hours do you think I pulled when I was playing Halo 3 back in my day?
How many hours?
I don't know, probably like 20, 30 a week, easy.
Sure.
If you put 20, 30 hours a week into Dota 2 for like
you'll learn
6
it.
months, will you know all the characters and all their shit?
I know all the characters and all their shit.
Okay, so
that's like step 1.
Right.
Then you get into mechanics of the game, knowing where you're supposed to be, knowing what your team is supposed to do, predicting what the enemy's going to do, knowing the game concepts as far as actually winning, because there's the different, it's not a death
different
match.
strategies to win. There's
Right.
different ways to win, right?
Right.
You can have like the most kills.
No, the way to win is destroying the enemy's base. That's all you have to do. Like,
but what happens? There's ways if both bases don't get destroyed, it goes by like kills, right, or something. It just keeps going to the
it
bases.
keeps going until someone.
Oh shit!
Like the way it works is you die, you have to respawn, but it gets increasingly longer. Like your characters is gone for a longer time.
The shittier you are, the
so if you get to like a
away.
70-minute game and you die, you're gonna be gone for like a minute and a half, and the enemy team's just gonna be able to walk up to your base and destroy it just like that. So that's kind of the thing where you don't necessarily have to kill all the people and have the highest numbers. But
so it's kind of like territories in Halo, except the characters are way more advanced, and there's way more to each character as far as their specifications and their skill set.
Right.
And then
There's
how they
roles,
relate to
jobs.
each other when somebody else picks those characters. And make sure there's like some kind of synergy there.
Yeah.
Make sure there's chemistry within the team.
Exactly.
Make sure communication's good.
Exactly.
And so it's I would not argue that Halo is more skill or requires more skill than that.
Sure.
Or any first person shooter in general.
That's what I'm saying.
But
maybe like StarCraft or something. I don't know.
Halo fun though.
Halo's fun.
Halo
It
fun.
was one of the first. It put esports on the map. I think made it something that wasn't just a joke.
So this is ending in 2 days.
2 days.
Is it like in like the finals right now?
It's in the playoffs. It's like the last 3. Like I'm thinking of a bracket. It's like the last 3 steps. The upper bracket, it's in its finals.
Right,
The
so
winner
it's
of that goes straight to the finals of the whole thing. Loser
then-
goes down to the lower bracket to
And they
face,
got to fight their way up.
fight the way back up. Right.
Which
So
in Halo, a lot of the people that lost
just come right back.
come back and they win. They typically win the first game in the finals because they're warmed up. Because
Right,
the
yeah.
winning team sits there and waits for
Exactly.
the other team that win, and it's like best of 7 series, and they're playing so many games of Halo, and they come in fucking fresh. And the other team just fucking like his hands are all cold and shit. He seems just
I
like,
gotta warm up here, guys. What
like
the hell?
freaking out. Like yeah, for real.
That's definitely a factor.
And just being on main stage and everyone's on you, just having the atmosphere, that kind of experience.
I want to give you a little bit of history before I go into how this one is going. 2 years ago, Team Liquid is the team that won, and that's what happened to them. They started in the upper bracket. They were kicked out like first match, I think. So they had to go through the gauntlet, get all the way back to the finals, and they ended up winning against a Chinese squad and absolutely decimated them. It wasn't even a fucking contest. 3-0 first sweep.
This was a drama-filled one, right?
This was not the drama-filled one. Last year, OG, my favorite team.
Wait, 2 years ago?
Last year.
So the
The
Liquid
first one was 2 years ago. That was TI7, TI8, the
so
international.
TI7 Liquid won.
Team Liquid, yes.
Okay, sorry.
And they went through the gauntlet to get there. Last year, OG, my favorite team, didn't.
OG and Nuna B.
They didn't.
Shout out.
The Toronto Raptors, yeah, shout out. That's relatable. They started out not even qualifying for TI. They had to go to open qualifiers with all the garbage like casuals because their 2 best players, I would say, left for one of the bigger teams, Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, so I remember you telling me about that.
Right. I was super excited about this because it didn't make any sense to me. So half their team leaves to a better team. Evil Geniuses automatically went to TI. OG had to scrape their way through the bullshit. They went through open qualifiers, made it to the upper bracket by destroying their group, and
Destroying the old group?
destroying their group like in the group stage. I don't think they had faced EG at this time.
Okay.
But then they went through the upper bracket, didn't lose a fucking game. I'm sure they lost a game. Didn't lose a series.
Right.
Beating EG, and they had a very dramatic standoff because you shake hands after every series. Oh, it was crazy.
Did they shake hands?
They shook hands, but the captain of
the drama in this nerd shit is unreal.
It's so real, actually. There's a documentary about OG's whole run. It's called Against All Odds, I think, sponsored by Red Bull, because that's who they're sponsored by.
I read that in your notes. I was like, dude, they should do that shit for Halo. If that budget was there now, they
I wouldn't be surprised.
I
wouldn't be surprised if that already exists. But definitely recommend you watch it. It goes over some of the basics of Dota as well.
At the handshake, what happened?
So the current captain of OG that's had to stay and kind of rebuild shit shakes the hand of the old captain. His name is Fly. Actually, the son of the guy who invented Krav Maga, which is fucking crazy. But
I remember you telling me that as well.
Yeah.
It's like one of the top hot facts of
hot takes.
Dota.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
So he shakes his hand like you're supposed to, and he just has like the deadest stare, like he's gonna fucking kill him.
Got your ass.
Someone takes a picture of it. Suddenly, it's a meme. This year, Valve allowed players to place flags in the game of their profile pictures. So the whole team made their profile picture that snapshot of his face, all serious.
So they ain't playing games?
They're not. I mean, they are playing games, but it's like insulting almost.
So Liquid won 2 years ago.
Yeah, OG won that year. They defied all odds, going from open qualifiers with a brand new team, bunch of unknown players.
That's a washy story for Halo 3.
Exactly. They were definitely underdogs. Now, this year, OG's in a similar position.
They're underdogs again?
I mean, if you look at their team on paper, they don't necessarily match up as far as star power. Like, Evil Geniuses has some of the best players in the world. There's some Chinese teams.
Maybe there's not the chemistry ain't there.
I guess
momentum.
So. They just
the story.
They just know what they're doing. They know each other. They know how to play the game.
They perform under pressure.
Exactly.
Maybe they're Draymond Greens of the Dota series.
Stop with the basketball references. Get out of here. This year, since they won last TI, they don't have to go through open quals or anything. They get to the group stage. They fucking destroy everybody again, make it top seed. They're playing in a way that no one else is, choosing heroes that no one else is with all these crazy strats, and they're just having fun. They're definitely innovative. They do whatever the fuck they want, and they win. It
seems like the best team. I'm rooting for that team.
OG, definitely. They get to the main stage, the main event.
Lose.
Their first game was against a Chinese squad who's doing really well. 2-0'd them, kicked them to the lower bracket. They move on. Next game is Evil Geniuses.
Oh, shit.
It's a perfect rematch of the last year. This is the same spot they met in that year.
Who won?
Evil Geniuses took the first game. And then OG took the next two and kicked them to the lower bracket.
Damn.
Fucking clutched it.
Did they do a handshake again?
They did a handshake. It was all very amicable. And
it was much
normal.
better.
It was way better.
Yeah.
It was boring as shit. So now they're going up against LGD, which is also a flashback to the previous year. That's the team that they beat not only in this spot.
What does LGD stand for?
Lust
good dick?
It's a Chinese.
Look.
What?
Glorious diamonds.
You're an embarrassment. I'm ashamed to be here. It's a Chinese team. I'm not sure what it stands for, but they were one of the probably the best out of China. They definitely should have beat OG last year. OG kicks them down the lower bracket. They go all the way back to the finals, and OG beats them again in the finals of the entire tournament.
So OG beat them in the finals of this bracket? So
of the last one.
So
they haven't played yet.
Oh, they haven't played yet?
They haven't played yet.
So while they're playing, is there like some kind
lower
of
bracket
shit going on?
Oh yeah, lower bracket's going through hell. I've unfortunately been spoiled by a lot of it. I have to like watch this only at work because since it's in China, all the games start at 11 p.m.
It's good to watch it at work.
I mean, I put it on my phone and I shove it under my monitor or something.
I looked up LGD on the Urban Dictionary.
Don't spoil anything for me.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just looking up what it means.
You had a very worried look, and that was the first thing I was afraid of.
LGD stands for Let's Get Drunk.
Are you sure?
It's the top definition.
That's from Urban Dictionary?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's probably not what this Chinese team
Number
is
two,
naming their...
Little green dick.
What? I don't know.
4, lack of girlfriend disorder.
I mean, these guys playing Dota probably don't have girlfriends, let's be honest.
That's funny.
So, that's the upper bracket.
I
have been spoiled on some of the lower brackets. Since this is going to be released on Saturday.
You're trying to watch it all?
It's so good. This is the best tournament I have ever seen.
So you're like emotionally invested in all the teams in the losers
more
pool
than
as
I
well?
have been ever before. Yeah, like I want to see EG go far. Team Liquid is still going. They had to start in the lower bracket this year. Actually, they've struggled a
What are
little
your
bit.
top teams? Is it OG and that's it?
Team
Ride or die OG?
Team Secret was the favorite to come in and win it. They look good all year. They did well in the group stage. They've been a solid team for a long time. They just never won TI.
And they lost. They're in a losers bracket.
They're in a losers bracket. They're still going, but
They have that loser mentality.
apparently,
It's just like it's in there.
they have
They know it's an option.
They have previous winners. I think the captain won a previous TI, but not with this current team. So Secrets won. Liquid is always in contention. LGD, who OGB last
Green
year,
Dick.
Little Green Dicks, still going strong. Obviously, a lot of the Chinese teams are. I don't know if this is like rigged in China or some shit, but whatever. Evil Genius is also a favorite. So those,
Is that like a fucking fact, bro? Asian people are better at video games?
it is a fact. Yes, absolutely.
I mean-
I don't even. It doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what they do with their
Makes
lives.
perfect sense to me. They fucking make all the shit.
They didn't make Dota.
Well, Japanese people, a lot of games originate from Japan, like
True.
Pokemon and Mario, and,
But not this game. This game was from Warcraft.
which came from where?
Europe, probably.
Probably.
I don't know. Excuse me. Anyway, OG's still going. I have already been spoiled. I know EG get kicked out.
Oh shit! EG get kicked out.
They get 2-0'd by Team Liquid,
Damn.
which is really upsetting to me.
Why? Fuck
One, I don't know. I didn't know how Team Liquid was gonna do in their current game before
Karma
EG.
is a motherfucker, and that lets you know that sometimes the best players don't make the best team.
It's true. It's 100% true. But now, like, when I'm watching these games, I'm going to be less invested in it because that's been one of the big things keeping me so
Well, yeah.
interested. Like, each game's
Just
so
watch from
close,
where
I have
you're
no idea
spoiled.
what's going to happen.
Just watch where you haven't been spoiled on.
But that's going to be such a good game. Liquid and EG, those are two of the best teams.
It's so good they get swept. Were they close games?
I don't know. I didn't look that far. I was, like, doing research for this, and I
You're gonna waste
accidentally
2
saw the
hours of your
bracket.
life
Waste. How
watching it.
dare
It's just like
you.
a landslide.
How
knockout.
dare you, sir?
How fast can the games be?
Like, tops, like, 20 minutes. That's a fast game. Like, something bad happened.
But like that don't happen in the pros.
It does not, no. These
Yeah.
are, like, 40 to an hour.
No matter what.
Pretty
So
much.
so you're probably so you're gonna waste like.
It's not wasteful, man. These are exciting games.
You can watch that Perfectionist movie, and then you can be all fucking weirded out and shit.
Now I'm not gonna watch it,
Dude,
we're spending too much time on this. Like I said, I'm spending time at work on this because the games are going into the wee hours of the morning. I've had to play catch up and spoiled on some shit. It's really unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure OG can do it again. They'll be the first ones to repeat an international ever, literally ever. No one's even won 2.
and it's the same team as last year.
Haven't changed a player.
That's awesome. And they're doing it at different strategies and shit.
Exactly.
It's like Final Boss in Halo 2.
Pretty much, except Final Boss was supposed to win shit, right?
Yes, they won a lot consistently because
Because they had the best players.
they had 2 of the best players, but they also had the best strategist and they had one of the best leader. So they were always innovating their strats, and they were always innovating and swapping things up of who carries what weapon, and
Right.
they were versatile, and they were a great team together, and they had like that winning mentality.
True.
So maybe OG is not them, not yet. If they're like
They've got the winning mentality. They do a lot of skits, just showing like what the players are doing, like in between
Skits?
the games. Like picture like a SNL skit. Like some of them
what the fuck?
some of them are honestly pretty funny. They just grab the players, someone directs them to do.
Is it like high budget shit?
kind of?
That's crazy.
It's
How much money's in this shit?
It's like cringy because none of the players can act, but it's funny in
Is
that
Henry
way.
Cejudo all over again?
A little bit.
Dude, I seen an Instagram clip of Henry Cejudo dancing, doing the salsa.
Yeah.
You wish this was you, Valentina. I started fucking dying laughing. I love
Henry
Henry.
Cejudo.
Shout out to all the MMA fans out there.
I know, right? Check out the passive and aggressive MMA cast while you're at it. What was
So
I
you'll
talking
give us
about?
updates next week on who's the winners.
I will.
And all that. And right now it's OG versus X.
LGD right now. They have to face in the upper bracket. Whoever,
Oh, okay. Then that winner, that's the finals?
Yes.
And then the winner of that will face the winner of the losers bracket, which is probably going to be LGD versus...
the winner of this faces the winner of the lower bracket.
Right.
Lower
Which
bracket.
will probably most likely be Liquid or LGD.
Yes.
Gotcha.
It could just be a rematch of LGD again, which is I think the biggest threat to OG. But I mean, they beat them before, so who fucking cares? Chinese team's got nothing on OG. Fuck you, China.
I can tell.
Moving on.
Don't like them over there, huh?
How long does this podcast go, Nick?
It's currently 49 minutes.
No, Jesus Christ.
So would you like to run
Let's
through?
wrap this bitch up.
Okay. We're going to talk about the updated
New consoles and
new
shit.
consoles. We can talk
I bought
about
a
it
new
next week.
Nintendo Switch. Let me just throw that out there. The new one with the improved battery life. I think we talked about it before.
You gave the specs of it a couple weeks ago, and then
Yeah.
this is like a post review. You really love it, right? You love the battery of it.
It's so good. The battery is literally twice as large. Like, I check it and nothing changed. The bar doesn't move whatsoever. Apparently, the screen is also brighter and warmer with reduced glare. It runs like 8 degrees cooler. Apparently, people's switches were curving and warping inside the dock because it would get too hot.
Jesus Christ.
I had no idea. But this one's a lot cooler, so that shouldn't happen to you guys in case that's happened to you.
Do what I did and like run your PlayStation for 8 days in a row without a memory card. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
I'm sure people do
PlayStation
that.
did, yeah.
Back in the day.
Look at you.
I had a PS2.
I mean, that was the best console. All time? Probably not.
It had Resident Evil 4. It had... What else?
It had a lot of shit.
Resident Evil 4 is pretty much all you need, though.
That's all you need. I don't
That game
think
was
so.
so good, dude. So good.
It had a lot of shit.
But overall consensus is it was a great purchase. You're happy with it.
I am happy with
And
it. It's not just like me avoiding buyer's remorse or nothing. Apparently, GameStop is doing a deal where you can trade in current Switches
Oh, for real?
for $75 and get the upgraded one, which is a pretty good deal.
Wait, you turn it in.
You turn it in, you pay $75.
And you get the new one?
You get a brand new one.
That's a really good deal.
That's a great deal.
Yeah. For all the folks that don't share Switches.
Yeah, I started feeling really bad that I was hogging the Switch playing Fire Emblem, so I bought my own.
I don't know why you felt bad, because they like rarely...
Because I came upstairs, you guys were playing Mortal Kombat. That's
was
why.
one time!
You guys don't play Mortal Kombat.
One time, and it was
That was when I knew.
I beat...
That was when I knew, like, oh god, I made a problem here. These guys are floundering. They don't know what to do with their lives.
We had a half hour to kill, and there's no Xbox game or any game that we play that's a half hour that's not on the Switch. We were like, want to play Sea of Thieves? I'm like, no, because that's way more longer than a half hour
True.
journey. And you want to play Halo? She fucking sucks at Halo. Okay, I'll play Mortal Kombat. That's cool. I'll fuck you up with Freddy and Jason. And I fucked her up with Scorpion. She was Sub-Zero. It's like, get over here!
Speaking of Mortal Kombat, just to
My
throw in
fatality
more.
sucked. I kept just...
Because you don't look at the menu to see
Yeah,
the commands.
I don't know, like, the special codes or whatever.
Because you gotta look at the menu just to learn it.
It's too much work, man.
Apparently, the Terminator's in the new Mortal Kombat.
That'd be cool.
It looks really good. I saw a reveal of it.
Mortal Kombat games are fun.
It is.
But
like
like I
stupid
feel like
fun.
Smash is like just took it over.
It's a higher level. It's different things, I think. Like, Smash has big tournaments on its own.
And you could play 4 people at a party. Mortal Kombat's like just you.
Oh, yeah.
Like
It's
that's
definitely
they
less
need
of a
to
party
change it.
mode
If
type
they had
thing.
like a Smash Mortal Kombat style, you know how popular that bitch would be.
And
Why
it's
don't
just
they
as
do that?
brutal.
Fuck yeah! Why wouldn't they do that?
Party mode. Do it. Mortal Kombat.
There's your $1 billion idea.
Free money.
Whoever owns Mortal Kombat,
Activision.
holla at your boys.
I think. I'm just guessing.
Dalton and Nick at
I
the
don't know
PNA
anything.
MMA cast.
Neither of us know anything. This has been Passive and Aggressive. I'm Dalton Johnson, the passive one.
MMA cast. You didn't even correct me.
I'm done with your bullshit. I've given up.
Gaming cast.
You don't
guys.
learn it all.
We have 2
This is the
podcasts.
Gamecast. Make sure you check out the MMA cast. That releases early in the week. Obviously, Gamecast releases later in the week. Hopefully, you're able to
Saturdays.
view it at all because I've heard that it's difficult to search on iTunes. Just stay.
Oh yeah, it gets a brand new podcast. So as
it'll get up there in the
as
algorithms.
the more we upload, the better the algorithms will be. When you do see it, make sure you rate it. Make sure you subscribe to it because then you'll be able to see it every single time we upload a podcast.
That's right.
And if you rate it, it helps with the algorithms and all that. And the more people you know, the better it helps us. The better it helps us.
And you want to help us? I know you
if
do.
you need a speaking coach, you know, who
Don't go to Nick at all. Also, check out our Instagram and our website, pnacast.com. We have merch on there. Instagram is lit. It's a good time.
It's a good time.
So make sure you stay tuned for all the updates coming up.
Yeah, and I'll see you guys on the other side when I am employed again.
We'll see you next time.